Today I'm sharing everything I did to win on Faire right out of the gate and get sales coming in immediately. I signed up for my account in August of 2023, and on August 23rd, 2023, I got the notification that my account was under review and ready to get started. This was after I had uploaded all of my products and pricing, descriptions, all of that. So I got my shop all ready to go with as many possible SKUs as I had before I opened it. And within a couple days, my Faire shop was open. And as you can see here, just a couple days later, I got my first order on August 28th. And you can see the orders just continued to come in. And I had a great amount of success on Faire from the very beginning getting sales. And this was not due to running ads or anything. This was all due to these steps that I'm going to share with you today. So let's start out with my first tip, and that is to have a wide range of products. I talked in a previous video about having limited products available in your shop and how this can work, but also it can limit you and it can not get quite as many eyes into your shop. So I recommend having a wide variety of products. I had over 35 products when I started my shop and multiple different SKUs, colors of each of these products or some of these products. And I really think that that helped my success in my shop because it was a wide range of products for people to choose from. It opened my audience a little bit more to different people. So yes, you can start out with just a couple products selling on Faire and still have success. But if it were me and I was just starting out, I would try to have as wide of a variety as you can. Obviously, that still falls under the umbrella of your brand, which means that all of the products work together or are cohesive. You're not selling, travel keychains and cooking supplies. I like to have a cohesive brand where all of my products kind of connect to each other. They're interchangeable and can also be used with each other. The second tip is great photography because this is what the customer sees first. They're not reading descriptions first. They're not even looking at your price first. The very first thing that grabs their eye is the photography. And there is nothing more valuable than having great photography. And I have struggled with this for a number of years, and I finally feel like I've got a pretty good system down with my photography. You definitely want to make sure that if your items are bright and really can pull people in with the brightness and just what the product is, you can use that and be great in your photography. But if your products are more subdued, a little bit more muted, I would try to get creative and really make sure that somehow you are grabbing the customer's eye. And a trick that I like to do is go to Pinterest and type your item in. So say for instance, you are selling party plates. Type that into Pinterest and just scroll through and just notice which pictures grab your eye. What photography grabs your eye? And then I like to create a board that just is photography ideas and put those items into a board and try to figure out what it is about the picture that is grabbing your eye. Because if it grabs your eye, it's grabbing other people's eyes. And that's what you want your photography to do. You want it to really grab people's eye. The other trick that I like to do with photography that I feel like has really boosted my sales is you want your main product that you're selling in that listing to be the main product in the photo. But if there are ways to get 2 to 3 complementary products into that photo, that will boost your sales. So say for instance, you are selling party plates and you also sell napkins and party hats. That's an easy work in. And you can have your plate be the main focus and just kind of have that party hat and napkin more in the background, and that will sell you more product. So as many products as you can get into that photo, the more sales you will have if you can do it tastefully. The next tip is to be mindful of your minimum order. Now, you want to find kind of a middle ground with this. I have my minimum order at $150, and I see shops that have 0, 50, 100. I see shops that have $200, $300, $400 minimum orders. So there's a wide variety or a wide range that you can have with your products. However, I like to be in the middle because I do think that more shops will buy from you if you don't have a very high minimum order. And the reason being is that shops now are very intentional with what they're buying. They have to be very careful and be very intentional with what they're buying, just with the way the economy is right now. And so I like to let people test out my products. And testing out products for $150 is a lot better than testing out products for $400. And if you have too high of a minimum, it will deter shops. Now, again, you have to kind of take into account what kind of shop owner you are trying to attract. And if you're trying to attract that higher end shop owner, then you might want to rethink this strategy. But for me, I want to be able to serve smaller shops, larger shops. I want a multitude of people to be able to buy from me. And that means kind of having my minimum order in a reasonable range that they can test out my products, test out my customer service, see who I am as a retailer, and if my items sell in their store. And I think it's super valuable to let customers have the opportunity to test out your products. All right, the next tip is to take advantage of the initial boost that Faire offers to you. This is how I got so many sales right out of the gate on Faire, because I had my entire shop set up, ready to go before I hit that publish button. And the reason I did this is because Faire does give you a boost. Now, I'm not sure what this time frame is now, but when I started in 2023, I believe they gave me 2 to 3 weeks where they would show my shop more. So they would almost boost my shop and show it to more people, kind of put me at the top of the page. And I'm not sure if they still do this. I kind of think that they do. And so I really wanted to make sure that my shop was ready, as good as it could be, with photography and pricing and descriptions before I hit that publish button. And this is where I wanted a wide variety of items in my shop. I just wanted to have the best chance I could of getting sales immediately. And then when I got on Faire, I got a 2 to 3 week boost, I believe. And then if you did a checklist of like 4 to 5 things, they would give you another 2 to 3 week boost. And I can't quite remember how much time they gave me, but I did that whole checklist and took advantage of the additional boost. And I had so many sales coming in immediately. The next tip is to think about when you're launching, because I did launch my products. Now, I have a seasonal business again, but I did launch my products at the start of that time frame. So I launched my products in August, and my time frame is kind of that September, October time frame. So I was very strategic in when I launched my products. And I think probably the worst time for any business to launch is the beginning or middle of summer. And I don't want to tell you when to launch your business, obviously, but depending on what products you're selling too. If that is your main selling time, then that's totally different. But if not, I would highly suggest to wait and publish your shop on Faire for the first time going into that third and fourth quarter, because that is when most shops are looking to increase inventory, buy for the holidays, and you will have probably your most success during that time than you would any other time frame. All right, the last tip I have is make sure that you have amazing customer service. And this is something that I have learned in every single one of my businesses. If you have amazing customer service, even if you screw up, like, your customers will come back. They will love you. So if someone leaves a review on Faire, I respond to that review. I reach out and thank them for the review. If someone asks me a question, I try to respond to it as quickly as possible. If I know someone is waiting on product, I will reach out to them and let them know when it's coming back in. Or if I have customers that I know have bought from me previously that are waiting for product or possibly could be reordering, I reach out to them. You always want to be on top of your customer service and helping your customers and doing everything that you can for them. And this is so much different in wholesale versus retail. On my retail side, I don't really interact as much with my customers because I don't get returns really with my product. I don't really have any issues with my products. So it's very different on the wholesale side than the retail side. And I really, really make sure that, I mean, across all platforms, I make sure my customer service is good, but I really pay close attention to those Faire customers because I love my wholesale business. So that is what makes a store keep coming back and buying from you. Obviously, as long as your products are selling in their store, and you really want to make sure that you are getting your products out on time to them and responding to them. When I first started, and I don't do this every time now, but when I had a new customer that ordered from me, I would ship their order out and then I would send them a quick message on Faire thanking them for their order, letting them know that their order shipped. They do get an automatic notification, but just an additional extra touch, letting them know. And that seemed to really cultivate relationships with customers. So that is a tip for you on that. I hope these tips were helpful. I have found so much success on Faire, and I know you will find success too. If you have any questions, please reach out in the comments below, and I am happy to respond to those. And I hope this video was helpful. Have an amazing day.